Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 times faces were torn off in horror movies.
I'd like to take his face off.
For this list, we're looking at the grossest face-ripping scenes in horror movie history. Though notable, we won't be including Face Off or Seven in this list, in an attempt to stick as straight as we can to traditional horror cinema. There will be spoilers ahead. Can you think of any we missed? Let us know in the comments. Number 10, Rita, Dead Alive, aka Brain Dead.
Maggie! It's me, Rita!
The graphic violence of Peter Jackson's Dead Alive may come as a shock to those who mainly know the director for his Middle-earth movies. Old school fans know full well Jackson's devilish sense of humour, and that comes through big time in this 1992 splatterfest.
I kick ass for the Lord!
In just one of the gore-soaked scenes of Dead Alive, the unholy spawn of an undead coupling bursts forth from poor Rita's face in graphic detail. The effects are still gruesome and disgusting to this day, and believe it or not, there's a lot more where that came from with Dead Alive. Number 9, Barb, the Deadly Spawn.
Sam?
The Deadly Spawn is a neat creature feature from 1983, a gross-out horror flick that relies heavily upon its excellent effects to deliver the thrills. The face rip in question occurs relatively early on in the film, when the protagonist's parents, Sam and Barb, meet their ends at the sharp teeth of our titular spawn. Sam goes first and is devoured, but Barb's death seems more protracted and painful as she loses her face to the creatures, before being devoured by the smaller baby spawns in the basement. It's all extremely goopy, gross and disgusting, and horror fans probably wouldn't want it any other way. Number 8, Narcisse, Nightbreed.
Why won't you come?
What did you say?
Shut up!
Clive Barker isn't known as one of the masters of horror for nothing. Nightbreed is the first film of his to make an appearance on our list, but spoiler alert, it won't be the last. Barker wrote and directed Nightbreed as an adaptation of his novella, Cabal, and it's one of his most imaginative works. Narcisse is a member of the titular Nightbreed who shows up early in the film, cryptically revealing to protagonist Aaron how to enter the monster realm of Midian.
What do you know about it?
They forgive you there.
See, they only take you if you're worthy. Know what they do to those that aren't worthy.
Shortly afterwards, he shocks Aaron by violently removing the skin from his face, before being overcome by authorities in the hospital.
First, I have to show you. That's how it works.
Show me what?
My true face. That's what these are for. I'm an actor, see? There's a face beneath this face.
Number 7, Freddy Krueger, A Nightmare on Elm Street. The next encounter on our list may be short, but it's also one of the most iconic scenes from the world of 1980s horror.
Please, God.
This is God.
Tina Gray is built up at first to perhaps be the lead protagonist of Wes Craven's original A Nightmare on Elm Street, but audiences soon realise that nothing in Freddy Krueger's dream world is as it seems.
Watch this.
The child murderer is at his most intense and disturbing here as he torments poor Tina, although the young woman does attempt to fight back. At one point, she even tears off Krueger's face, but it's to no avail, as she's ruthlessly torn apart by Freddy in her nightmare. Number 6, Adam Banjo, The Devil's Rejects.
Stop? Bitch, I have just started.
The horror cinema of Rob Zombie is visceral, violent, and unrepentantly sleazy, evoking the spirit of 1970s New York and the grindhouses of Times Square. Want proof? Well, how about Zombie's decision to not only shoot one face-ripping scene for one of his movies, but 2? The Firefly clan's first appearance in Zombie's House of a Thousand Corpses has a scene where Killer Otis taunts a victim with his father's severed face. More gruesome still was the encore for 2005's The Devil's Rejects, where Otis, again, does the deed to Adam Banjo, a musician whose band falls afoul of the Fireflies.
To inform you that the Banjo and Sullivan show will be canceled for tonight.
It's wince-inducing stuff. Number 5. Sergeant Jim Pembry, The Silence of the Lambs.
Jimmy, watch it, he's got this! Jesus Christ!
Dr. Hannibal Lecter is no stranger to, let's say, facial reconstructive surgery, such as the time he narcotically induces Mason Verger into a state where he self-inflicts such damage. Fans of Lecter's second appearance on film are probably more familiar with his dramatic escape in 1991's Silence of the Lambs.
Ready when you are, Sergeant Pembry.
Here, Lecter, played by Sir Anthony Hopkins, uses the face of a guard he attacks, Sergeant Pembry, as a disguise to escape police custody. This is only revealed when Pembry/Lecter emerges during an ambulance ride and causes more bloody carnage. It's a shock many moviegoers never saw coming.
Weapon unknown. We've got grand mal seizure activity, but he's post-ictal now. The vital signs are good.
Number 4. L.G. Peters, The Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
What the think you're doing here, you crazy looking little son of a bitch? Get out of here!
The original Texas Chainsaw Massacre was loosely based upon the exploits of notorious Wisconsin serial killer Ed Gein, specifically the killer's penchant for grisly flesh constructions throughout his home. This Texas Chainsaw sequel from '86 continues in this vein, to the point where Leatherface not only tears off a victim's face, but puts it to another, different use. This occurs when radio DJ Stretch is being held captive by Leatherface and the Sawyer family, and Leatherface decides to place her co-worker LG's face over hers, creating a horrible sight that we still remember to this day. Trouble is, it's then revealed that the now faceless LG actually survived his initial attack, at least temporarily. Number 3. Edna Gruber, Eyes Without a Face. Who said slasher movies have all the fun? Horror fans in the know will likely point to this stylish and atmospheric thriller as an early example of transgressive horror within contemporary cinema, and with good reason. The plot of Eyes Without a Face has been retread numerous times, such as in 1988 with Faceless, directed by notorious exploitation auteur Jesus Franco.
Scalpel. We must make the incision as low as possible, for it's the only skin preserve available to us.
It's simple really, but oh so effective. A surgeon is desperate to successfully transplant a human face onto his disfigured daughter. It's a motive that turns into madness after young Edna Gruber is incapacitated by the doctor and has her face forcibly removed. What's worse, the transplant doesn't take, meaning that Edna's disfigurement and later death was all for nothing. Number 2, Marty, Poltergeist.
Go get something to eat.
It's arguably one of the scariest horror movie moments under the PG rating. We're talking about the OG Poltergeist from 1982, and a scene so graphic that it almost put this Steven Spielberg produced classic into R-rated territory. The fright occurs during a dream sequence when a paranormal investigator named Marty is peering into the bathroom mirror. We then see a terrifying hallucination, culminating with the mirror's reflection of Marty tearing off his own face. The special effects are still fantastic, and the hands that are doing the tearing actually belong to none other than Spielberg himself. Before we name our number 1 pick, here are some honourable mentions. Dari Jenner, Jeepers Creepers. Dari is missing something. Private Robert Rickles, Day of the Dead. A bad day to be a soldier. Seth Brundle, The Fly. Brundle into Brundlefly. Shane, Child's Play. The gift that keeps on giving.
Pickle time.
Gein! Help!
Nobody hurts my best buddy.
Dr. Julius Lifflander, Basket Case. A new kind of malpractice. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, Frank Cotton, Hellraiser.
Frank. No. We had to hear it from your own lips. This isn't for your eyes.
You set me up, bitch.
This is the face rip against which all other horror movie slashings are judged. The creme de la creme of creepy grossness from the twisted mind of Clive Barker. To be honest, Hellraiser's Uncle Frank was already creepy enough, played to the hilt by Andrew Robinson. However, Frank's comeuppance at the hands of the Cenobites is more than suitable, as his face and body are torn apart by the extra-dimensional creatures, all while Frank utters the immortal line,
Jesus wept.
Not to be outdone, Barker's sequel Hellbound brought back the other antagonist from the first film, Julia, basically doing a gender swap of the path taken by her departed lover, Frank. It goes about as well as you'd expect. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.